Well, we've got a question that's come in today from Chris, who works in comms, and he says, "Hello, Comsteria. Should we have an AI working group in our business?" Yeah, interesting idea, Chris, and certainly something that I know quite a few businesses have set up, a working group to discuss the impact of AI and how it might be used and some of the ethics and issues around it. I think the only thing I'd add to that is that sometimes if you set up an AI working group, you'll get people who already have an interest in AI in order for them to join the group. And so sometimes there's a value in casting the net a little bit wider. If you really want to know what the organization thinks and maybe open this up to other people, I would say maybe looking at your existing network of groups. So I know a lot of our clients, the larger businesses maybe have a young workforce group, or they'll have an LGBTQ group or a menopause group. And it might be worth, because in those groups, of course, they don't have to exclusively discuss the issue that they have been set up for, because it's about representation. It's not just about discussing the issues. I would assume. So one of the things that you might do is contact the people that head up those groups and say, look, next time you're together, here's a couple of things that we'd be interested in your thoughts on, and maybe give them some ideas, give them a bit of a starting point, a framework in terms of some of the things that you'd like to look at about AI. I think that the challenge with the AI working group is that the people on it think that what they produce is going to be some sort of a blueprint, like a master plan, that you're going to take what they come up with and use it. And so there's a vested interest there, and there's a pressure on them. And of course, there can then be disappointment when you shelf it, because you might not like what they come up with. They might be racing ahead some things that you're not ready for. So that can then leave them feeling that, well, God, we did all this work and they're not implementing it. I'm really interested in all this stuff now. I'm going to go somewhere else and actually do it. So sometimes involving other areas of your business, people who aren't interested in AI, but they've got a mechanism to discuss ideas and share opinions, that would maybe be something I could look at. And it also means that these groups, which have been set up to make sure that staff feel represented, that they're able to network with each other, it means that there's more to those groups than simply the issue that led to the group being formed. And I think that will make people feel valued, because, if you have a menopause group or an LGBTQ group or whatever, they don't just go through the menopause, and they're not just gay, lesbian or bisexual. They have other things going on as well. And I think that recognises that. So if you've set up that kind of group infrastructure, then I would absolutely use that to discuss an issue such as AI. And there might also be a place for a dedicated AI group. But thanks for your question, Chris. I hope that was useful.